Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live stream here on twitch.tv/Xisuma. Hey Fo. Shop is out of snow. I was going to buy some snow, but I can't. We got noises in the ear from Puzzle Freck for 36 months. The light is on, yes, referring to the pre-stream music. And Badger D here for 17 months. Incredible, thank you so much for your continued support. And we got Need an Adult here for 19 months. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Here we go. we're getting some business sorted out. Thorgil 96 here for 10 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Peeps, there is spoilers all over my base. There is an episode of Hermitcraft coming out today. I'm gonna shift gears. I've been thinking a lot. Oh, it can wait. I would have used it here in the shopping district, but we got so much stuff to do here. It can wait. I'm gonna shift gears with my content creation. Okay. Usually I'm Mr. Schedule, Mr. Rigid. I kind of want to shift gears. I kind of want to do things differently. So yesterday when I finished my episode, rather than schedule it for Monday, I thought I'm just gonna put it out tomorrow. You know. And so, you know, let's see what comes of this. It's tied to a bigger way of thinking about playing on the server and doing stuff here. So it's not just a case of, oh, I'm going to publish this at a different time. It's a bit bigger than that, but... You know, we'll have to just wait and see how it affects content, really. I'm hoping that it will make better content. Anyways, you might be wondering what we're getting up to over here. Haven't really said too much so far, have I? I'm a man of mystery. It might be obvious what we're going to be up to, actually. Oh, there's that there. We're going to be working on this thing, this facade. Let's put all the stone together and all of those ones together. And we got noises in the ear. We got Vactro here for 4 months. Squish Lips here subscribing. Jai Langwell is here with those cheers and bits. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. No message with that one. Pedro Jefferson is here for 3 months. Zoomy. That's a good nickname. Life is okay. Life is okay right now. Armored Monkey. Thank you ever so much for 32 months. We got Romat22 here for free and Puff Pastry here with the Prime. Kennedy says, so what's the plan for today? Great question. Oh, what a great question. The plan is to place blocks and to break them as well. Oh, X, oh, I've never heard you troll like that before. Oh, geez, you're such a dork. The plan is to work on the commercial area, and you will just see there are various things that need doing, and we will be doing them. And that, I feel like I should have used Silk Touch. I feel like that was kind of blasphemous. Oh, by the way, we're actually quite a ways away, now that I think about it, from the thing itself. Maybe this bit that we're building should go in kind of closer to the thing itself. That being said, there's probably a reason why, right? I bet if I break this... Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, my poor little eyes. My poor little eyes. Oh, my. What have we stumbled upon here? We can't unsee it. We can't unsee it. We're going to have to eradicate all of that later on. I think what I need is a shovel. You clearly checked that out twice already. Well, since the beginning of this stream, I think that's the first time I've spotted that. I mean, yeah, I've seen it, but I forgot that it was there, I guess. Yeah, I feel like all of this can just kind of like go away, essentially. And that goes for the mycelium as well. All of that can go away. Yeah, there is actually a bit of redstone here, but I thought for a second maybe there was loads of it that this thing was shielding, but not at all. kind of funny. I brought over all these shulker boxes of materials, and I thought I'm probably going to need to bring a shulker box to put stuff that I pick up in. Yeah, I'm going to be picking up lots of mycelium and other stuff, aren't I? Rebecca11 is here gifting a sub to Floyny. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, as always. Appreciate you doing that. Appreciate it. It's probably going to be easiest to build the shape of this thing off of like where it's already started. Oh, we've got to get rid of all of this mycelium down here. And for that reason, I'm just going to clear out this dirt wall that has sort of found itself in this area. Right. There you go. I knew I saw a gap. Let's put a block in it. X, ow, burning my feet. X, don't step on the horrible mycelium, says Mason Smith. Oh god, my poor feet. Oh, they're burning. Let's go see how much room we've got for junk. I'm probably just going to leave a couple of chests behind and put some junk in them, right? Boop. Down we go. Turf war is only over when the mycelium is gone. That might just be true. Let's leave a chest over here and we'll put grass, dirt and mycelium in. That we can do. I'd love to see X's reaction if they announce a Mushroom Island update. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that's something that's just been in the game forever that doesn't have any kind of like features on it or much going on, right? Just sort of sits there being a Mushroom Island. I mean, you go there to get possibly mushrooms. You go there to get mycelium. Can't get it anywhere else, right? So it has its purpose, but what an ugly block. I mean, you know, that's like travelling really far to get the third block. No one wants that. No one wants that. Raffy Warren says, hey Xisuma, just an idea to talk about the whole Gamestop thingy going on right now. Don't know how much knowledge you got of economics, and if you want to talk about it, but I'd love to hear... But if you want to, I'd love to hear your opinion on that. I'll be happy to give my opinion on the whole GameStop thing. I've been following it closely. Closely being a loose term, I guess. I can't say exactly how closely I've been following it. Because it's made me really aware of how little I understand all of this stuff. So, you know, you never know if you're like listening to an expert or not, I guess, is one of those things. Here's a disclaimer alert. I ain't no expert. I really don't know a lot about this stuff, but I've been following it closely. I've been trying to understand what's going on from like a legal perspective, and also understanding what's going on from an emotional perspective, because clearly this is like kind of like a bit of a rebellious event. David versus Goliath. It reminds me a lot of the financial crash of 2008 as well. It feels like a lot of that conversation is resurfacing again, because this is like bankers and financial institutions. They have their ways of making money with this stocks and shares system that not a lot of us really understand. You know, they make billions off of it, and then all of a sudden, regular people are just fighting against them, and causing some big headaches in that world. We need some more torches here. David won so hard, says this guy. I wouldn't say David won. I would say let's follow this closely and see what happens, because this is far from over. This is not like the story is just beginning, quite likely. Okay, to bring anyone up to speed who don't know what we're talking about, GameStop stock has sort of gone through the roof, and it's kind of happened through a sort of movement in Reddit called Wall Street Bets. So this is a place where people discuss stocks and shares, selling and trading them, all that kind of stuff. And people there just decided to buy this stock to mess with people who do what are called shorts. And I've been trying to understand what shorts are, and I understand it, but there's like one part of it that kind of rattles my brain a little bit. So the idea of shorting stock is that you sort of bet that the price is going to go down. So you borrow and sell shares. This is where it's like, this is where you like need some numbers on the screen, right? But let's say you borrow shares and sell them for, oh sorry, let's say the price of the share is 100. So you borrow and sell it at 100, but you don't have to pay for what you borrowed until later. So if the share's price drops and then you only have to pay 70, you've made 30 profit, right? Does that make sense to everyone? You borrow it to sell it, you sell it at the current price. If the price goes down, you repay it at the price in the future where it's lower. What I want to know is like who's on the receiving end of that, because that's the way these big hedge funds make lots of money. They short stock and then they, you know, make billions. But like, where does that come from is what I've been thinking. Where does that, you know, who pays that? Like, where is that value being derived from if they're not paying for it initially, and then, you know, who are they loaning it from? It feels like there are losers in this equation, and it's not obvious where the losers are. It's really not. Let's fill in that hole. Short is where you borrow stock from a broker and then sell it, and you make it go down, then buy it again, and the returns to the broker and save the difference. That sounds slightly different to how I've heard it explained, but obviously, you know, I don't know it, the ins and outs of it. Oh, you're just hanging out down here, I see. Let's hop back up here. It comes from all the other people exchanging the same products, says Samuth. Yeah, let's face it, it's a big and confusing place. So anyway, you got these hedge funds owned by billionaires that, you know, have people shorting stock to make lots of money. And because, you know, people sort of joined in this, like, we're going to mess with you sort of approach to this, they all brought in on this Gamestop. There's a few other stocks alongside it as well. And they've cost these hedge funds billions of dollars by interfering with their strategy. And so it's become a bit of a David and Goliath. People are like, regular people are buying in on this because it's a way to kind of stick it to these big hedge funds that people generally don't like. And again, that kind of harkens back to 2008 and the stock crash there. It made a lot of people more aware of how financial institutions are doing a lot of stuff that seems fishy to the normal person, you know? All this shorting of stock and making billions out of nothing. Yeah, it's a very, like, that's the very emotional side of it, right? So, like, what's the legal side of it, I've been thinking. And bear in mind, like, legality isn't always morality. It's just an institution, often there to serve the interests that influence it. And we all know that Wall Street will influence legislation and law and legal systems to gain an upper hand. This is like again, a sort of common narrative that's been created since 2008 that people kind of understand that happens. So, you know, I wondered, is this actually illegal? And I have been rummaging around, reading a few things, watching some videos, and for the most part, it seems like it's probably not illegal. Inside trading is something that you're not supposed to do, which is to have insider knowledge about something that is going to then shift the price of shares. Like if you, I think, for example, let's say you had inside knowledge that Elon Musk was just going to retire tomorrow and give up all his ambitions. Right, you'd probably expect that means that Tesla stock is going to go down. So if you were like betting on Tesla stock going down because you had this information, I believe that counts as insider trading. But then, you know, wouldn't all of your buying decisions be based on some sort of information? Like maybe a company has announced a new product or whatever. I don't know where the line is for it being insider trading or not. But that is one of those things we've all heard of and know to be illegal. This probably isn't insider trading. What it could be is some form of, like, it could be framed as deliberate manipulation, but then a lot of people perceive as what hedge funds do with stock to make money as being market manipulation as well. So I couldn't really find like a definition of what's happening that relates to a legal position to sort of explain what it is in terms of a legal thing, because it's alright to know where you stand morally, but I think you have to respect the legal system to some extent and realise that, like, if this were an illegal activity that everyone was sort of participating in together, you know, maybe it would mean we have to rethink laws and change them, but you do need to have, I believe, a system of law to be respected at some level, and if it's not doing right, then it needs to be changed. But yeah, I always want to separate that, because people get really heated and emotional over what's happening, I've noticed. Insider trading pertains to privileged information, says Amastelis alias. Yeah, a lot of things revolving around this though, like they get chalked up to grey areas. Like even that sounds like a fuzzy grey area. Now you got to find what privileged information is. I mean, maybe they've got a clear way of defining that, but again, so many things come with like grey fuzzy boundaries. So yeah, I've been trying to figure out, like, is it legal or is it not? And to be fair, you know, I'm not a legal expert. I'm just someone trying to learn stuff. You can't take what I say as being truth, if truth is a thing. It doesn't look like what's happening is illegal. It really doesn't. But the financial institutions are already hitting out and talking about regulations, and they never want to be regulated. The free market system, you know, free is a word, but it's sort of not. Like, it's, I always find freedom to be such a trivial thing. To call it a free market, it still has rules and regulations and things about it that make it seem not so free, right? If it were free, wouldn't it be just free for anyone to do anything with it, to manipulate it, to do all these shady tactics that people suspect of these big hedge funds, you know, manipulating markets, short-selling stock to make tons of profit? It doesn't look like what's happening is illegal, but the financial institutions are already hitting back, because all this volatility and uncertainty that regular people have been able to create against the hedge funds are you know, destabilizing their ability to make these massive profits. And so they're asking for legislation and regulations and law to try and stop what's currently happening. So they are trying to protect their interests. It's never really about wrong and right. It's usually about economic and financial motives and protecting interests. Empress Sock says, oh no, the common people found out how to prevent the rich getting richer. How terrible. Yeah, well, that's the emotional side of it, right? So earlier someone said David won, right? David versus Goliath. The regular people are fighting back against Wall Street. Well, you know, this is like far from over, is what I was saying earlier. This is just an unfolding story that has the potential to just keep getting bigger and bigger. Where it will end up, I ain't got a clue. Like, this is like utterly fascinating, I think. It could be that all of this gets shut down through regulation and whatnot, or it could be an ongoing battle. It's hard to know. It's hard to know where it's all going to go. And there could be some big consequences to this as well, you know. People deliberately... Well, let's reword that. Like, the current type of interference that's taking place, that could have some ramifications that are unforeseen at this point in time. Like, this sort of behavior, people buying stock to mess with hedge funds, is like new. It's completely new to the market system. So that means that, you know, the future is kind of undetermined, and this could all go anywhere. It could, I don't know, this might sound a bit far-fetched, but it could lead to some sort of big shockwave, I don't know, a financial crash of some sort. Oh my goodness me. Now I'm down here. Squish Lips says, love Gen Z messing with older generations. I don't like to frame it like that. I don't like to put people into groups here. But, you know, there are hedge funds. There are people who play in markets. Like, not all of them are evil. Not all of them are bad. Some of them appear to be bad. Like, I don't like putting people into groups. Like, why make it a generational thing all of a sudden, right? Like, there are people of different economic opportunity in all age groups. And just throwing people into a box and making it us versus them, I just find that dangerous, like a dangerous way to think. You know, are you putting your own parents in that box? You know, like you got to think it through a bit. I just think it's not smart to chalk this down to like one group versus the other. Big time traders siphon money off society without adding any value, says Laser. It certainly seems like that's what they do, right? Point being though is that not everyone on the marketplace is doing that, right? Like some people invest. Investing in stocks and shares is something I've wanted to do for a long time. You know, years ago, things like Netflix came along and I was like, this is blatantly something like that you should invest in because the stock price is just going to go up over time. Things like Tesla I've been following for years, thinking I should do this. It's kind of ironic because the last couple of weeks I put it on my note list, things to do. I was like, let's actually get around to like looking how you invest in stocks and shares, and then put down an investment, right? And then this story breaks open with the Gamestop thing, and like literally the day that I go to sign up and start doing the, you know, putting some money into shares or whatever, they shut down people signing up for it because of all that's going on. Randy Nicole says you have a bucket list. It's not a bucket list, it's a to-do list. So whenever you got these little ideas roaming around in your head like, oh, I should really do that at some point, I'm like, write it down. And January has been my time to actually go through and do some of those things that have been written down and need doing. And so yeah, I was going to, you know, put a little bit of money into some stocks, hoping that they would grow over time. The stock market tends to grow over time, and so it's seen as a good idea to invest. It can be risky. One of the things I was not interested in doing is daytime trading or, you know, trying to make a quick buck. It was literally just something to leave there and then hopefully it would grow a bit over time. You know, it's not something I've done before, but you know, like it's an investment. Like the idea is that you put some aside today and it will be worth more in the future, and you know that might buy you a holiday or something. You never know. But yeah, the timing is I just find the timing hilarious. Like I finally get around to doing this thing, and then it's like, oh. And a lot of the stocks that I was going to invest in, like Tesla, I want to invest in, like spread it out. That's a common strategy I've read. You spread out your investments so that it's not all in one place. It's more volatile if it's in one place. I was looking at Tesla. I was looking at like solar panel, you know, green energy companies, that sort of thing. Like, why not invest green? I mean, if you believe in climate change and believe that these things are part of the solution, it's kind of like, if it fails, then we're probably in a bad spot anyway. And if not, and we found another way through this situation, then maybe it's not such a bad thing. Anyway, that was just kind of my thinking on why it would be wise to invest in green energy. Because if you lose and the planet loses, you know, what's your money worth? If you lose and we survive, we found another way, it turned out not to be a problem, then alright, you know, the planet isn't doomed. And if it turns out to be exactly what we need, then you've helped invest in something that's important for the development of, you know, our species and surviving on this planet and the environment. So it seemed like a pretty like easy way to get into doing this, I guess. Like a pretty easy reason for investing in that. X, I invest indexes through my bank. You don't need a platform like Robinhood. Well, Robinhood is the one of the big trading things that has opened up trading to the regular people, and they shut down trading because of the whole GameStop thing, and that's caused a big backlash. I didn't know about them. It was a different trading platform I was looking at, but they're part of this like app-oriented trading system. The reason that I was attracted to those is because of fees. Now, if you're investing long term, I guess the fees, like being bigger, are not so much of a problem. But if you're investing short term, you kind of want smaller fees. But I'm not doing that. I want to invest sort of long term, right? So I was still drawn to the fact that they had smaller fees, because it's something like 65p a transaction, whereas if you go with a more traditional trading system, they charge like £10 for a transaction, which was just bonkers. What Robinhood did was actually illegal though, says Mercurius. It could be illegal. It'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure that shutting off your service when you're a private company is an illegal thing to do. It's always important to separate the emotion from talking about legality, because the legal system is there to, you know, serve particular interests and whatnot. And sometimes it will bend the arm or whatever. But, you know, I don't know if it's illegal or not. And sometimes people just say that because it's more about, like, I think this is wrong, as opposed to, is it actually illegal or not? They didn't shut all their services though, they just stopped certain trades and started selling shares on their own without permission, so it's illegal. It does sound dodgy, but it's kind of like out of my league at this point. So yeah, we can just let that one be. Let's drink some tea. Let's take it from chat. Let's see what chat has to say about all of this now. I've had my waffle. Ivy the Leaf Wing says, I agree with you. Cool. Invest in the tea. Do you think that the people... you know, I'm not sure I understand your question, but essentially, do these people who make billions off of the market deserve it? I think deserve is a interesting word to use, and the answer is, you know, most likely probably not, but we've got to take a bit more of a detailed look at the picture here. Like, people are sometimes wealthy because they've worked hard for it, and, you know, someone who's worked hard for wealth is probably not going to tell you they don't deserve it. You're going to feel like you put in hard work and got rewarded for it, right? People who inherit wealth, it's a little harder to empathize with inherited wealth, because that is the lottery of birth right there, you know? I was born into a relatively stable environment, let's say, and you know, the chances were it could have been so much worse just by the luck of the draw, right? I think society should be heading in a direction where it's trying to make that level playing field for everyone, but these people profiteering off of markets in this way, they don't appear to be contributing to that sort of objective, right? Like, it's hard to see how this contributes to society in that kind of way. This doesn't appear to be the rising tide that lifts all boats. This appears to be people using and leveraging their own wealth, their existing wealth, to get wealthier. In fact, during the pandemic, the wealth of, you know, billionaires has soared compared to the average person, and that's because when hard times are around, you know, it tends not to affect the rich. Like when the prices go up and you're living paycheck to paycheck, it hurts you, right? When the prices double, it hurts you a lot. When you're like vastly wealthy, the doubling of prices for bread doesn't mean anything to you, you know? So it's no surprise that a pandemic has hit the poorest people the hardest, because if you're wealthier, it's you know, it's not the same, is it? Like, you can already buy 1,000 loaves of bread, so if the price doubles, no sweat off your back. But yeah, like I said, you know, some people have genuinely earned wealth. They've earned it by contributing to society, developing products, or creating things of value for one another. And then there is this more, and that's why I think people are so distrusting of these hedge funds and Wall Street, because that seems to be like a game. That seems to be like a game that's being played by people who already have vast amounts of wealth and are manipulating things to just increase it over and over again. Do you think the economy will crash once we've recovered from COVID? America has basically printed trillions of dollars, says Drew Dude. One thing that seems to be certain about our financial system that we have globally is that it crashes every so often, right? Like, it's just a repeating pattern, and each time it crashes, similar signs are there leading up to it. And it seems to be, again, that when there's a crash, the wealthy people come out of it okay, and it just ends up hurting the poorest of people. Jet Pancakes as Xisuma read donations. Yeah, I haven't read any noises in the ear for a while. Oh, it's Jet Pancake with a donation here. I will catch up on the noises on the ear once we've got past this topic. Hey brother, don't usually tune into streams, but still tune into your videos. Went to 2016 Minecon in OC and saw your Minecraft head at the panel. Got to meet Mumbo, Scar and such. Anyway, you're a legend. God bless and enjoy your tea. Thanks, dude. I appreciate the nice message. Let's actually take a moment to read these noises in the ear, right? Someone in chat says it's a crisis of overproduction. That's a very Karl Marx thing to say right there. I know what that's about. Let's go back. Let's catch up on noises in the ear for a moment here. Dragon Hunter 4213 is here for 2 months. We've got Miyataki here for 53 months. Incredible. Aphelion is here for 70 months. Oh my goodness me. Running in the 70s. Dude, I want to be running when I'm in my 70s. I want to be one of those old people that keeps running forever. Obi Nobi is here with the Prime. Megan Winters here with a donation saying, hey X, love your videos and streams. It's 3 AM for me right now. Should I go to bed or pull on all night or watching streams? I believe that sleep is important. And, you know, you can always watch this on the second channel in the future. Yeah, get your rest is what I'd say. Good tea. And now I've accidentally tabbed to the wrong thing. Hang on, let's fix this. I cannot wait until I get my triple screen set up. I cannot wait. I can actually. I can be pretty patient, me. But yeah, I got my new desk ordered now. So just a case of getting the carpet in, setting up the new desk. It will arrive in a week. And installing the triple monitors and new audio monitors, speakers, you might call them. Yeah, exciting times. Henry here with the Prime. You found the Ocriana here for 2 months. Nombius here for 2 months. Dogboy64 here with the Prime. Hacken422556 here for 23 months. Keikito Lobster is here with a subscription. And Jet Pancake also with a subscription. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate it. We got Piftu the second coming in here with some cheers and bits saying greetings from Switzerland. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for those cheers and bits. I appreciate it. Got questions in chat asking if the desk is a standing one. My current desk is a sit-stand combo. The height for sitting and standing is unfortunately just a little bit outside of my height range because I'm 6'3". So I've ordered a desk that has got a greater depth range higher and lower. It's got a bigger surface area and it's more stable. It's motorized. Not that I needed it motorized, but once you sort of get to the certain size range you're looking for, they tend to just all be motorized at that point. So yeah, it wasn't necessary to have it motorized, but it is now. Yeah, I ordered it from IKEA as well. Tried to order it in January, and I tell you what, like, I like IKEA, but as a company, their structure of their customer support is irritating. Every time I've had to deal with customer support and the way that they handle certain issues, it's just infuriating. I can't remember the specifics, but I had an issue with an order or something I was trying to get at the store, and like their policy just made it kind of like that, like their policy is like shrugging the shoulders at you and going, oh well. And it's kind of like that when you ring up and ask when stock's going to be in stock. They don't want to tell you anything. And I found that really irritating. I can't remember what the other one was. It was something to do with an order when I was there at the shop. Like, I think I had like rung up and checked that they had it all in stock, and then they didn't, and then they kind of gave me the oh well sort of thing. You know, like it was Yeah. So one thing I'll say about them, my experience of customer support has always been a bit like that. And again, I don't think it's any person who works at customer support. It just seems like their policies do that. What is 6'3" in centimeters? I don't know. You'll have to convert. Anyway, we were having a discussion about Gamestop and all of that. Do we want to move on? Do we want to talk about it more? Thanks for the help with the desk. Mine's on order too. Prob's the same as mine, says Rebecca. Ah, it's by the way, if you want to know what it is, it's the iDanson. Their sit-stand combo comes in 2 sizes. The height range is really great on it, and I got the biggest one, so I got a really big desk to put everything on. It's actually only a bit bigger than this one. The one that I already had was pretty big. So yeah, it's not like a revolution. A revolution in desk space. Move on, says BloodX Lines. We can do that if you like. If I could just throw out like a closing remark, perhaps on everything we discussed about GameStop, like when thinking about it, try and separate what's emotional in these contexts from what's actually legal. I think it's super important to do that because, like, in this culture of people on Twitter slam dunking each other all the time, calling out hypocrisies, like, so much of it is emotionally fueled that you kind of lose sight of truth. And the thing about truth is that it's actually far more elusive than you think. And truth is more of a concept than an actual thing. And truths that we believe in collectively or separate from one another, they're really different from person to person, and it's based on life experiences and perspectives. And so yeah, I think it's just super important not to get too hammed into your own way of thinking and feeling about things, and you know, try and understand and listen to other perspectives, because it's easy to get caught up in this whole kicking it back to Wall Street kind of thing. But it could end up ugly. You know, a lot of people are probably going to lose money who are participating. I hope if you're buying into this GameStop, I hope you understand you're probably throwing away whatever money you're putting into it at this point. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I said it. I lose my train of thought sometimes. I was trying to get the words out, you know. I'll turn it over to you. I'll turn it over to all of you now. X, why do I think you're building a moon? It's part of the moon biome, technically, this bit, you know. Yeah, buying GME is not smart right now. It's been capped. I don't understand the whole capping it thing, but again, yeah, just it's if you're going to put money in the stock market, put in something that you're prepared to lose. Essentially. Blue Brandy says you should never invest unless you know what you're doing. Sounds like, you know, good advice. I think like it's understanding what investing is. Like investing isn't too complicated. Like you can invest in a premium bond or a bond, right? You can open a savings account. Those are all very like safe ways of doing, you know, safe and stable ways of doing investment of your money. They don't require a caveat like that, in my opinion, right? Like, but yeah, if you're going to trade on the stock market, then yeesh, you need to do some research right there. It's a very bad idea to invest on a loan, says Daft Pieter. I've never heard the term invest on a loan before, so I would agree. That doesn't sound like it makes sense at all. However, you know, we talked about this in the old financial tips video on my, let's plug it, the Xisuma Says channel. Like, one form of credit that is good is using credit cards, not to spend more than your means, but if you if you're good at budgeting and you know how much money's in your pocket and how much you can spend, everything you buy on a credit card will then be protected by like additional purchasing laws because you brought it on credit. Like if what you brought doesn't turn up, you're protected. There's a term for it, like payment protection or something. So there's that, but also you get to gain a month's worth of interest because you don't have to pay for a month. So if you've got a current account with an interest rate, then you gain that. Now, we're talking about pennies, right? This makes a difference of pennies, but the pennies add up over time. That's the super important thing about finance and trying to gain some more control and, you know, give yourself some more financial freedom, is that you have to kind of make up all the small wins to make bigger wins. Like, there are so many things out there where you just fragrantly throw away money. One of the classic ones is like, you go into a shop, you wanted a bottle of water, it's 2 for 1. So you buy, well, 2 for 1 doesn't make any sense. It's buy one get one half price, that's the one. So you're like, well, I'll have 2 then because the other one's half price, right? Nope. You just spent more money. Like, if you went into the shop because you needed a bottle of water, you only needed 1 bottle of water. You've been tricked into thinking it's good value to buy 2. It is if you need to, but if you don't, then don't. One thing I do is I drink tap water, right? And, you know, that saves a ton of money. If I brought bottled water all the time, it'd be a hole in my pocket. That's something to consider, is just like how you spend money, and you got to try and make all those little wins. And then when you do things like, you know, you put all your transactions through a credit card and you get a tiny bit of extra pennies because the credit card company doesn't collect that money for a month, so you get a tiny bit of interest on what's in your account. That adds up in the long run. You got to make all those small wins. That's what I had to do to move out of my house. I never thought I'd own my own house, right? It just didn't look like a possibility, but I just knuckled down and like spent as little money as I could. And like grinded away and actually got to a point where it was like, I can afford a deposit now. Anyway, you know, I'm going over stuff I've talked about time and time again. If any of that's like, whoa, I want to know more, there's that video on the Xisuma Says channel full of like financial tips. Have you seen Godzilla vs Kong trailer? I'm stoked for it. What are your thoughts on it? Haven't seen the trailer. Not sure if I'd enjoy that or not. I don't really enjoy those sorts of movies that much. However, I did see one of the King Kong movies they put out like a couple years back. I saw that at the cinema and I actually really liked it. Like, I think I just had an itch to watch that sort of movie, and it was, you know, there. So, but speaking of movies, I watched Blade last night. Now, Blade is a movie that I've always been aware of, but I've never actually watched. And I tell you what, it was absolutely smelly. I would have loved it if I were a teenager growing up watching that movie. That would have ticked all the boxes for me. But unfortunately, I gotta say it, like, it really didn't do it. It's just got hollow characters. It's all about like it's all about badassery, right? That's something that I don't really buy into unless it's done extremely well, is badassery, where it's like, it's all about how cool this character is or whatever, right? There's no character development. I mean, his character, like, they kind of reveal some sort of motive and backstory, but it's not terribly interesting. And then the villains are just, oh, they're just sleazy and boring, and the special effects have aged poorly on that movie. Poorly. All of this CGI blood. It's just, oh. Blade 3 is a stinker, says From, but you know, going into it, I was thinking like, oh, if this is good and I like this, then there's Blade 2 and there's Blade 3. Ain't gonna watch them. Ain't gonna watch them. I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, Wesley. I'm sorry, but I didn't enjoy it. The Cosmic Samurai says Blade 2 is the best. Don't say that! I was just convinced I wasn't gonna watch them. I was just convinced. Hey X, what are your thoughts on genetic manipulation and designer babies? Whoa! Let's just go down that rabbit hole. Yeesh. Dang, what a question. Part of me thinks it's like an inevitability. Like, it's hard to resist technology, right? We're not good at putting the brakes on technology. That's not something we do well. And so, although there are all these agreements between countries that, like, genetic manipulation is a no-no, it's gonna, like, start happening at some point or another. And one thing I have heard is people sort of point out that it kind of in some ways already exists. It exists in animals with breeding, like dog breeding is in a sense genetic manipulation. And yeah, but you know, we don't resist technology very well, and I can't help but feel there's that movie called Gattaca, I think, with Ethan Hawke, and that kind of explores this topic. Like a dystopian future like that, it would not surprise me if we went that way, if we did have like more genetic manipulation. And yeah, not so surprising, I think. Will we see it in our lifetimes? Probably. That's just a wild guess. Probably. I don't know. And do I think it's right or wrong? Again, just I don't know. It's a super interesting topic, because I think what'll probably be more interesting than thinking is this right or wrong is like seeing how it plays out in terms of who uses it for their interests. That's where the real wrong and right is. You know, it could give wealthy people a huge upper hand. We talked about that a little bit earlier, about how, like, when you're wealthy, a recession doesn't hurt you. Well, when you're wealthy, you're first in line to get the genetic manipulation stuff, right? And then, you know, you can make your babies smarter than regular people, and create a monopoly of advantage, a monopoly of advantage or merit, right? Like, the rich people's kids grow up being exceedingly smart, then they have all the wealthy jobs. It could play out like that. That's where the more ethical, moral side of it comes into play for me. As for, is it right or wrong for us to manipulate our genes? I'm not really sure that it isn't. Like, we already manipulate our environments and our realities, you know? There's already a lot of that form of manipulation already going on. It's just another step in a direction. In your future, it might get unethical not to genetically manipulate your kids, says Woody. Yeah. You know, there's kind of something similar to that going on now with vaccinations, that some people think it's, you know, wrong not to participate in vaccinations, right? Because of herd immunity and the benefits that broader society gains from having lots of people participate in it. Our current situation shines a light on that. I think most people are understanding that as more vaccinations take place, eventually we're going to start hitting that point where if it stops the spread of the virus, then the virus could be beaten, not by having everyone vaccinated, but it just not having the means to be able to spread, because so many people are vaccinated. Like, that's a tool and a social contract that we buy into that benefits the broader society. That when we get vaccinated, we are doing something for everyone in a way, right? Okay. That's going to change, and then we're going to take a step back and look at this. I really like it when I haven't even like looked at anything, and then you zoom out and you're like, yeah, that looks fine. I think it's a bit noisy and there are some repeating patterns. It can be a little bit better sometimes to go from side to side and build your shapes differently, but when you're doing random shaping, as long as you sort of stick to the same way of laying out your shape, it's probably going to end up looking good. Throwing in a few areas, like with some sort of niche details or differences, can go a long way. In the case of this one though, I think everything there is absolutely fine. and that was just something I noticed needed to get done. In the future, what we'll do is expand this biome further around this area, and maybe like leave a plot in the middle if someone wants to build a shop, something like that. Anyway, we'll move on to another area now. We also got noise in the ear. TLK Pets here subscribing, joke to win, resubscribing for 24 months, a whole 2 years right there, and the Last Psycho here for 40 months. Thank you, I appreciate it. Add a cave. There's a point though, like if someone wanted to build a shop in here, there's a whole space for a shop below that one, so lots of opportunities. Do I have any new music I'm enjoying, says the Cosmic Samurai. I've been sort of blasting through these Cocteau Twins records, which is, some of those records are new to me, some of them are not, but like in terms of modern new music, I've been listening to this Jessie Ware records. It's kind of like sort of 80s, 90s, like pop and... Oh jeez, it takes me a while of like listening to a record to like formulate all the language to express it, but it's just got all these tones and like sounds and styles that are like even hark back as far as the 70s, and they're just so well executed with these really like crisp modern sounds and really good songwriting, and yeah, just enjoying that record at the moment. What will be your... What's your pleasure? I love that record, says John and Della. That's the one. That's the one. Ruiz Ruiz says, what will be your next project? You'll find out later today. Zippers, I have heard of CRISPR. Yes, that is being used to... in relation to the novel coronavirus. Like, isn't one of the vaccines, is it the Pfizer or Moderna? Like, one of them is using this new type of technology, which I believe relates to CRISPR, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, we need, like, I'm having trouble, there it is, just finding this chest right here, there it is. That wasn't so difficult. Sleep in the beds. Funky Coasters here for 35 months. And Bat276 is here for 4. Thank you so much, appreciate it. mRNA, oh that's the one, isn't it? Okay, so that's not CRISPR. Got totally confused there. mRNA. Thank you for that clarification. Ignore me. Spreading misinformation. Rebecca says, was enjoying Aranzi Pazuzu before you started streaming X. Oh, I love that band. The other day I was cooking, and on comes Anna von Hasselhoff, or whatever her name is. Hasselwolf. Totally butchered that. Her song, like, Dead and Ugly or something. And, like, oh, that esoteric atmosphere. Like, just brooding with intensity. And it totally like took my mind into that space, and I like was just cooking away, doing my thing, and absolutely loving like that music. I was totally inside it. It happens every now and then, right? Like you just all of a sudden you're just engulfed by the music. And then after I put on Aranzi Pazuzu, the 17-minute song on the record before that one. It's got this bass line. And it just goes on over and over again. And it's when you can play a riff in a song that is the same thing over and over again, yet it works, that is just so brilliant. Like repetition is a powerful thing in music, but like when that repetition isn't just, you know, a repeating sound, when it's like got layers of ambience and swells of noise that kind of interact with it, that can be so ingratiating. And I put that song on and I was like, oh man, just like totally inside the space of that song. And then like after I put on the one off of the album that's reviewed on my Xisuma Says channel, and it's like it's got like this dance beat in the middle of it. It like almost makes you want to dance to it, yet it's like horribly dark and psychedelic. It's, I love it. I love bands that take me to that place. Like not all music does it. A lot of music can, but like finding yourself in that space where you're just like engulfed in the music, I love that. I absolutely love that. And that Aranzi Pazuzu band, they do that a fair bit. They do that a fair bit, you know. I call that drowning in music, and I absolutely love it. Devin Townsend music does it for me, says Insanity. Drowning in music, what a great term. Yeah, I love to drown in music, and Devin Townsend also does it for me. Particularly, like, particular records do it for me. Like Terrier is an album that drowns me. Just get lost in that record. I find a lot of his newer stuff is more entertaining and fun and, like, good, obviously. But not so much like had that fully on ingratiating feeling. Really looking forward to hearing the puzzle though. The puzzle's actually, I think I'm going to leave some grass in and around here. It kind of feels like maybe stripping out all the grass isn't the best idea. Let's have some just round the front of this. The green will probably complement that. Hey X, did you listen to video game music often? It's a nice background noise because it's often designed to repeat without being annoying, says a Wolf King. Yeah, I mean, there's many games that I've enjoyed, the music being a part of that enjoyment. And sometimes I have listened to soundtracks of games that I haven't really played too much. Some of the big soundtracks for me are Command & Conquer, Diablo 2, and StarCraft. Those are some of the big soundtracks that have done it for me at various points. Right, I kind of want to extenuate this wall a little bit that we got over here. Like there was a bit of a wall design. I kind of want to just open that up in this space. So we'll dig all this down and make sure it's nice and visible. Oh no! Oh, thank goodness I got rid of that, eh? Doom music is pretty good. Yeah, I love the original Doom soundtracks. Like those are all like basically Pantera, Slayer, Metallica, Alice in Chains. Like, though they just kind of like use their sort of ideas and put them into their own like remakings of those songs. But yeah, like classic stuff, those Doom soundtracks. And the new one as well, actually, pretty darn intense. I stopped playing that. Not really feeling much temptation to play it again. The expansion pack just felt super repetitive. And so I was like, actually, I think I'm done with this. Oh yeah, I was going to like try and throw in some path blocks, but now that I look at it, the path blocks are kind of used here where there is actually a path, but I think as long as we throw down the occasional one, it'll give a little something, right? So yeah, this is what I do now in this area, right? This is my role, this is my job. Just gonna come in here and you know, everywhere where there's just like something a bit plain, let's tie it into the surrounding area a bit more. And so far looking pretty good. There is a lack of podzol right here though. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? It's not much, but it's better. And I feel like maybe some shrubberies out the front here would add. What we got? I'm sure I brought some shrubberies. What's the song called? I love it, says Jellyfish. Should be written on the screen for you. Okay, there we go. I think some birch leaves because they're kind of darker. And then maybe some other types of leaves in a little patch. Oh, do you know what I was going to bring with me? I was going to bring like I forgot to pick it out of my storage, but like composters even. Bushes, yes, bushes. I don't know, just a little something like that. Always a good idea to put a couple in the ground. I learned that one from Scar, actually. A couple in the ground will go a long way. Okay, we've got a wall over the back here to do as well. I feel like we should put a few blocks in front of it. Have like a bit of a ridge. Make the ridge a little fatter over here, just so it's not too obvious what we're doing. And then all of this space should probably... we'll put in a couple of those. Right. And then we've got to face out all the dirt and put coarse dirt in. Oh, this bit here as well. The knights demand a shrubbery. Yes, the knights that say knee. They demand a shrubbery. Is that it? I'm out of coarse dirt. Well, let's just do that. Oh, I'll go get some more. Well, I'm going to need a lot more, aren't I, to do the whole thing. We got noises in the ear. We got Funky Coaster here for 35 months. Killer Will 2020 is here subscribing and gifting 2 subs to Soriari and Sonic Warrior MC. Thank you so much for those gifted subs. Really appreciate it, dude. Thanks for supporting our community. Here we go. That'll give us more. Villager head. Where did that come from, eh? Killing villagers? Oh, disgusting. We'll start. Here it is. And I think that's... Oh, there's one more. That's pretty much all of it. I feel like a couple more leaves here would be good. And now we need some stone blocks. Stone and andesite, that's probably all we need. There is a podzol shop which also sells coarse dirt. Aha! Well, the thing with that is, I've already got lots of coarse dirt. Go to the spaceship. What that? That's not a spaceship. Is there a spaceship was last season, wasn't it? That was Scar. Built a spaceship last season. Mycelium under the class. Oh, I thought you said castle. I was like, castle? Mycelium under the class. What does that mean? Do. I can hear a song. Boop, boop, boop. That's brilliant. There you go. Small details, but you know, just refining everything. And we're going to do that along here. And then in this space, and then, you know, we have replaced just this incessant monotone grass with some variety, right? And that's what we're looking for, a little bit of variety. A little bit of variety. So we just need podzol up in here and coarse dirt. Let's have a look at chat. Under the glass in the shop's entrance. Ah! Now it makes sense. The podzol under the glass, right. I don't know, because for some reason I thought castle was the first thing I saw. So then I thought like, oh, a building. Oh, look at that is just wrong. And you're telling me that there's no more sand around here? Just need one block. There was like some sand over here. Right? Genius! One block, that's all I need. I think I even brought some sand with me as it goes. Okay, there we are. And there you go, sorted that out. Leaves, do we got any more? No, we're gonna have to get some more for this next bit. Oh, I can't jump up there. I just realised something that will make you uncomfortable. You always type... Oh, jeez, that one just went off the top of the screen. Why don't I read the ones at the top of the screen? Let's read the one at the bottom of the screen. Evening, my guess for HCBBS is Hermitcraft biggest barge shop. Hermitcraft? I mean, it is opposite the barge, you know. Sort of. Could be barge related, who knows. Okay, I'm trying to keep some of these very carefully. If you ain't noticed. Ah! Oh, God, the smell! Ugh. Okay, got rid of it. Right, now we need that podzol. And that coarse dirt. Exit. Where was your Hermitcraft is one word argument for that one? I mean, I let people have it sometimes, right? You know, I've argued and no one listens. Hermitcraft is one word. People like to seem to think maybe not. What can I do? What can I do? Aha! Oh, do you know what I haven't done though? I haven't put many of these in. We'll have one or two more of those here and there. Okay, so now, you know, consistent all the way across, which makes a difference. Not a big difference, but a difference. I also want to do it around here as well on the next level. And then somewhere we're going to throw in some spruce wood where it's missing. But if we just wander around here, leaves. We need more leaves. Leaves are a big deal. And that's why I brought some. And I also brought food. And that is not the food. There it is. Everyone is talking about HCBBS. Let's talk about something different. You know? Like, no one knows what it is. I don't know what it is. Let's leave it at that. Let's talk about food, says Maurice. I had a curry. Yesterday was curry, right? Curry day. You know I like my curries. Big mistake, okay? Was going to have a vegetable masala and saw that it had a chana masala. And I thought, oh, chickpeas. Let's give that a try. Turned out it's not with the same masala sauce. It doesn't even taste like masala. I had a very sort of dry, sauceless curry. And it was alright, but dang, I was like, this is kind of like mediocre now. Anyway, I'm gonna have pizza today, homemade pizza. That's gonna be dope. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have some Caribbean, right? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Caribbean. What's it called? Curried goat. I'm gonna have curried goat and dumplings. Doesn't that sound good? Do you enjoy cooking, says Peeper? I love cooking. I love cooking. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Mostly, you know, it's not just like the cooking itself that's enjoying. It's the whole thing. Like, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So up here, we've got to do all of this. It's not just the cooking. I think I might leave that for another day. I just feel like doing something different all of a sudden. Let's do the spruce wood bit, and then we'll fill in some more next time we're here, which might be tomorrow morning, by the way. I might just stream again. And we can do that first thing in the stream tomorrow. Might have a longer stream tomorrow as well, actually. Yeah, should be able to afford that. By afford, I mean my time, right? What do I want? The spruce stuff, which is there. So I'll probably want an axe. Grab that. Let's head over there. Yeah, I love cooking. It's about, like, you know, a bit of time to kind of just relax, focus on cooking. You're standing up and moving about a little bit. Got some music on, maybe, or a podcast. Like, it's just a therapeutic kind of, like, little activity, I find. So that's why I enjoy it. So yes, I was thinking, one of the things... This is a door, therefore... There should be a path here. Oh, look, I don't have nether brick with me. We can adjust that at another time, though. So, how does this whole thing work? I didn't get a crafting bench. I've probably got some wood in my ender chest. I probably actually got a couple of those. And there's lights missing at that one there. So we'll grab some lights, some lanterns. Let's see what we got here. What are we working with? So, in terms of spruce, wood, we got this. And in terms of more spruce wood, we got some more in there, but that's okay. We can probably make some walls. We just need a workbench. A crafting bench, even. Where it be at? There it be at. There it is. Cool. Oh, look, I do have composters. Didn't think of that. They're in here. Maybe I thought of that earlier. That's why I didn't put them in my shulker boxes, right? Then I just forgot. Okay, we've got lights, lanterns. These are all things that we need. The one thing I think we need more of is probably some stairs. Cool, that should do us. That should do us. And we got noises. We got Striker 537 here for 22 months. Prutzend Prutzstar here for 8 months, and Blong 3000 here with the Prime. Thank you so much, my friends. Appreciating the support as always. Hope you're entertained, enjoying the stream, having a good time. And we shall build. We shall. So I think the trick here is to first of all just put down the spruce logs at the heights you want them at. Right, strip all of these. Well, that being said, hang on, I've actually done that last bit right. Probably not. A little bit carried away. And we got Sleepy Wonton here with the Prime. Thank you so much, Sleepy. Appreciate it. Lanterns, no context. What's the context? Putting them on top of these? I don't know. I don't know. So, you kind of like leave a few bits. Trapdoors, right. I'm seeing how the trapdoors get used. They get put here. So there's our trapdoors. Now I think we'll copy what's going on over there. And that lines up very well with the trapdoor. Sometimes they're just on top. I think what I'm going to do... Actually, I'm really not sure what to do. I think we'll get away with that. Because it's kind of different from everything else, and there you go. Feels like it matches the same design pretty well. Right, so then this, you know, this could be a path, really. The black stone's kind of tricky to mix, so I think we'll do coarse dirt and stone. We've got stone, we've got andesite, we've got coarse dirt, so... maybe not like that. Okay, and then... all of this will be coarse dirt. And also, do we still have podzol in here? Oh, we don't, because podzol will be another neighbouring block, but there you go. Little connection like that, I think, goes a long way. And so, you know, there's more to be done, but right now, if we've got all of that to do, I think I'm going to leave it. I want to go and do a couple of other things as well. X, if you could have a new biome, what kind of biome would you like? You know me, I like something that just introduces new technical possibilities, right? Like, it's not just like, how does it look? Is it pretty? If it comes with, like, new building blocks and functional stuff, then that's what interests me the most. I mean, not that it looking cool and interesting isn't a thing, but, like, I'm not the sort of player that, like, focuses a base around a biome particularly. I mean, that was just massively ironic. I mean, Season 6, I did not do that. Season 7, I did not do that. Sorry, Season 5. Season 4, well, we kind of played in the Mesa. To me, it's like, with exception to this season, the biome tends to just be a bit of a setting as opposed to, like, a part of the base. so it's not so much of a big deal for me. So the excitement of a new biome isn't very much. It's kind of like, unless it's going to have something like incredible in it that's going to be like, whoa, I need to go over here and play this and check out this new thing. It's most of the time just going to be about what technical stuff comes out of it and building blocks. If you put me to it though, if you like, rather than put me on the spot and ask me now, if you set me an assignment like X, go away and like dream up some new biomes, I bet you I could come up with a list of cool stuff. But off the top of my head, it's like not the most interesting thing initially. Okay, where are we at with all this? Lights goes back in here. Always keeping it organised, peeps. Organised inventory, organised mind. Or maybe it's the other way around. Okay, so there are two things that are very similar that we need to do. Wells Mart over here is just like floating in the air, and so is Mumbo's shop. But I think I'm going to do Mumbo's because it needs a proper tidy up here. So let's throw down our stone. Oops, that's not throwing it down, that's putting it away. And let's grab, that's somehow the wrong one. There it is, okay. Grab a couple of those, make some stone bricks, right? We just wander around here. Oh yeah, I need some dirt and grass and stuff as well. Hello, llama. Hello. I got to do something now. Oh wait, I can't. I can. Right, every episode needs a thumbnail, right? Oh, with the cake in the background, that's going to look gorgeous. Okay, a couple of thumbnails possibly. By episode, I mean live stream. Poetry Slam 78's here for 9 months in a row. Eric Ekig is here with the Prime. Thank you ever so much to the both of you. Appreciate the support right there. Okay, if we wander around Mumbo's shop, we're going to find... Ah! Oh, it's ugly. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Bee llama. I was the bee llama, wasn't I, for a moment there? Oh god, it's awful. For some reason I looked at it and didn't think it was what it was. Now we also need a little bit of white stained terracotta over here, which I'm not sure I have access to. I didn't bring that with me. Grass is very pale over here. It's because it's the ocean probably. Peeps are saying use a shovel. Ah, takes forever to go back and forth, you know. Now we need some iron bars over here. How did Mumbo do this? 2 blocks in between, 1, 2, bam. So we need 2 iron bars and then that many white terracotta. And there's the dirt. Right, that should be all the mycelium there gone. Let's check out the white terracotta situation. I guess I can make some. Look at this. I guess I can make some. So we need a crafting bench. Then we need those iron bars also. Are they in there? Wait, did I put it down? Okay, that can go back. White terracotta. Iron bars, iron bars. Yeah, I knew I had some. Just need 2. Just need 2. Won't it need lighting, says Miola. I believe this does. I believe this does need lighting. I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Where is the best place to put the lighting? I think some lanterns around the walls here would be a good idea. We do want to make this nice and friendly, because obviously that creeper is something to do with the lack of lighting. Don't. Grab those. Put that back in there, and that as well. Probably going to need more torches, so we're probably going to get away with every other over here. Let's check it out. Light level is like 0, now it's 15. So we can get away with every 3rd. Oh, but then you got that. So maybe we'll do every other and bring it back to there. So one, then that one, then this one, then that one. Yes, that'll work. There's no guarantee this is going to work going all the way around. They will probably not meet at some point. Whoopsie. Oh, good God. What happened there? Oh, look at that. They don't meet. I think what I'm going to do is just leave the two here at the corner. That'll be fine. Okay then, so that'll probably light up most of the bottom area. Then we got this layer up here. What I'm going to do... Let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. 2, 3. There's some sort of grid. There isn't a grid, it's just chaos. There you go. That should light up most of that and not be terribly visible. It doesn't light up these ledges here. So, looking at how unused this space is, let's break in, you know, like a good gardener does. Let's put a torch under every bit of, is this... They could... Mumbo! They could literally just spawn here as well. Oh, this guy. This guy, I tell ya. What is he thinking? Okay, up there, down here. So hopefully, let's check it out. That looks like it covers it. It doesn't cover the very corner. I think we'll get away with that one. So there's a tiny bit here that technically isn't covered. We'll probably get away with that. Depends though. Depends on where players are. Like if this is the only spot loaded where mobs can spawn, they'll find a way to spawn there. And at this level, I'm just going to put the torches over here, over there, and then the middle of them is not there, but it will do. Okay, so now everything should be lit up on this building, and we shouldn't have that kind of crisis down here where things are getting blown up again. The idea store here might suffer a similar fate, unfortunately. This area, and we can check it, like so. Over here you can see it needs some torches. It's also lukewarm ocean, so yeah. I've got an idea for what we could do here as well. I think it might make more sense to put a trim of lights and then put carpet. Oh, I never found my wall block, right? My, Oh, dang, and I don't have... I never found my wall shulker box. And not only that, I don't really have, any wall to hand because of that. For now we'll put torches. We'll come back in the future and we can change that. We can put little trims in these gaps. But I think there's lighting all over the top of this build, so that'll be fine. Okay, what about this area? Is this... You can tell by the colour of the grass, actually. This spot's okay. Let's head back. The Odia store is still floating. Do you plan on making it no longer float? Maurice, that is exactly what we're going to do. Exactly. This is why I brought so much stone. It's actually what we're going to do next. I also brought the means to make a conduit. Where is my means to make a conduit? Probably in my inventory. It's not in my inventory. Okay. Then it'll be down here. There it is. Valuables. We got a conduit. Now the spot to put this, I believe, would probably be between the two areas, since we might be expanding Odia, but also I'm going to hide it on the inside of this. So let's just come down to around here. Let's actually put it down on the floor. 2, 3, boom. Conduit goes there. And immediately it kicks in. Now all we've got to do is increase the range. Very good, very good. Need to eat some food next. What does the world look like from down here? It's a very different sight. There's a shipwreck. Oh! Secret area. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this. Literally this. That being said, like if I do create a bit more of something going on for the Odeer area, right? It'll be like this. Down to there. So then here we'll only build as far as we need to, really. Like that. All the way down to this level. Good stuff. And this is what the gardener does, peeps. The gardener builds, okay? It makes total sense. Slower is here for 18 months saying double baby. Love your content, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you, my dude. Appreciate the support. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Do I like War Thunder? I played that game like ages ago with Cube Hamster. Don't really play a lot of games. Just Minecraft. There's this new game called Dyson something Sphere. Kind of like a Factorio game. Looks super interesting. I've sent off for a key, so I might play that in the future. But yeah, like, I don't know. When I think of doing stuff, it's like... just, I don't know. Games ain't it. Like, I want to create and build, and I can do that in Minecraft. I can do that with music. But a lot of games don't quite go there. Dyson Spheres, yes. It's Dyson something Sphere it's called. I don't know why it's called that. Maybe you end up building a Dyson Sphere, but... it's a game that's out. Slipgator was playing it on his channel. Have I played Infinifactory? I have, yes. Dyson Sphere Program is the name of it. Yeah, that's the one then. That sounds like it. You should check out Mindustry again. It's had a very big update, very different campaign. Yeah, maybe if the campaign's different. Yeah, because I like playing through a campaign on a game like that. Once you played it through and then like you're in sandbox mode, you can I quickly lose interest when it doesn't feel like there's much in the way of challenge going on, you know. But I played that game on my iPad a lot, actually, on my iOS, and I kind of like went through all the technologies in one base, and then it just sort of was like, okay, I've done that. X make a secret base under Mumbo's factory. Well, you know, there's certainly some space down here to be claimed, isn't there? I love how the outlines of stuff look super interesting from underground. Or underwater, sorry, not underground. AJ Main 12 is here for 21 months. Thank you so much for the continued support, dude. Appreciate it. How many peeps we got watching today? 2,200 of you tuning in. Thank you so much for coming by. Be sure to hit the follow button over here on Twitch. And if you haven't done so, check out my other channels. I've got 4 of them. 4 channels. You can find the links in the description box. You might find something interesting. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I'm just plugging it, okay? Jeez. Jeez. We got Sruly24 here with the Prime. Thank you so much, Sruly. Watch out for secret bases in your tower, X. That's all I'm saying, says Stoking the Fire. I've not only found the secret base, I have built my own secret base inside of it. So, you know, they think they're having a laugh. They don't know, they've been bamboozled. I'm the master of secret bases, you know. Okay, here we go. Yeah, somewhere here is the corner. I thought this would take forever. This is actually like not a lot of work to just throw this together, really. Could have maybe put a bit of a design in, more detail, but just doing the basics, right? To tidy up all those loose ends around the commercial area. I think I'm addicted to Hermitcraft, says TBNR Woods. Me too, dude. Me too. I can't stop playing. We're gonna come up on 1,000 episodes soon. That's crazy. That's part of why I want to like shift the way I make videos now. I feel like after getting to 1,000, like I can do anything. Like I don't know what that means or what it's gonna be. I keep thinking like I want to break out of the way I've been doing videos and try stuff different. So can't make any promises, but I can try. Pufferfish over here. Wow. Wow. Okay. They're on this side. Yeah, multiple comments are the same thing as annoying, but comments on a video help support the channel. Grian said not to spam them, instead like comments saying there's another secret base and people still commenting over and over, says Lies Mitzim. It's just how the internet works. It's just how the internet works. Grian encouraging spammers again. He's literally not though, that's the thing. He's literally not. The guy has a huge audience that behave in a particular way, and he tries to, you know, speak to them maturely, and a lot of the time it doesn't quite work out, unfortunately. Oh, what's this? Oh, we've got some... So maybe, actually, maybe I don't want to do any more brick wall there. Maybe now it's up to, like, throwing in the dirt. If I were to do that, I guess we could kind of bring it in over here a bit. Now I need more dirt. I got a little bit of dirt. There we go. Yeah, we could fill in this. Oh, it might make more sense to sort of come diagonally down to that bit. Let's see. Let's see. Where the dirt at? The dirt be here. Let's get it placed. Okay, right. Why doesn't the dirt change to mud when it's placed in water, says Princess Peachy? Ah, well that is because no one ever programmed it to do such a thing. You know? Yeah, we'll bring it down to this level here, I think is the way to go. And then, oh, dang. Whenever I build over clay, it always feels like I should be harvesting that. Yeah, this will work out just fine. I thought this would be a lot of work when I was like looking at it earlier. I was like, dang, you know, filling in all this dirt and then come over here, it's like 5 minutes later, oh, it's done. This song is awesome, by the way. There you go. That's it, really. That's all it needed. That's all it needed. Just a bit of that, and it looks really legit, actually. That's kind of good. I don't think I'm going to tackle the big one over here this side, right? Not today. Because, dang, that's going to go down a long way, right? But yeah, it'll just be a case of doing this. Down to the bottom, all the way around. Yeah, you can see that taking a lot of time. And then it goes even lower over there, goodness me. And then that is dedication. That's full symmetry right there. Dedication. It's empty on the inside as well. Total opportunity for a secret spot. Why is there soul sand? Why, Mumbo? Why? I need to know. Okay, in goes the dirt. That can go in there, I guess, as well. Away go the lights. In go the... Actually, I'm going to use the stone bricks again, so we'll put prismarine in there. Right, those are all our project blocks. In fact, I'm going to put it in that one. This is all our work stuff, so put this away again. Dang, when I looked around, I like made a list of all the stuff that needed doing. We done way more than I thought we would. I guess you never know quite how it's going to pan out. Where's the lights? Wait a minute, we got a mystery to... Wait, is it over here? Aha! I thought all of those ones were the ones we keep in our backpack, or inventory even. Did he just mine the crafting table, says Edward? I believe I did. Oh yeah, look, there's a bit of path connecting that needs doing there, I guess. So yeah, maybe if EFO's stocked up next stream, or whenever we come back... Oh, good God. Oh, that is just not on. Yeah, we can make this little spot a snowy one, right? Just on this corner. Get rid of that mushroom there. Have it like expand out to the edge here. So basically make this little spot around his shop all snowy. I think that'll look real good. And slowly, you know, everything will get tied together. All the loose ends, biomes, it'll look great. So yeah, here's another one that needs doing. And this might take a lot less time than I thought, because it's very shallow over here, isn't it? So this is going to be some basic block placing. Edward says, oh my god, he read my chat. That's kind of what happens when you put messages in chat, dude. They get read. Iskall used his mycelium intentionally in his road. Oh, that devil. That devil. Can't be using mycelium. Oh, this one goes super deep. Super deep. Look, let's do the easy stuff first. What's it like on the other side? Rude scowl. Brilliant. Rude scowl. Oh, no! Unacceptable. Oh, dear Lord. What is this? A secret pocket? Oh, that's just disgusting, Wells. How could you do such a thing? First of all, you didn't place all the stone bricks and now you left the mycelium. Oh. I think there's more. Can I reach it? I think I can reach it. Now I can't tell, but I think that's more of it as well. That's not. That is. And that one. Ugh. Okay, we took care of that menace. Togo and Clank is here gifting a sub to Klebinator. Thank you for gifting that sub, dude. Appreciate it as always. How much RAM does Hermitcraft have, says DJ Jur? I think it's like 8 gigs. I think we set it to 8 gigs and it performed better. Okay, and then it goes this way. And how far this way does it go? All the way over here? Can't have that one block just lingering back there. Oh! That'll drive some of you insane, I know it. I know it will. Okay, then we go this way. And there's a shipwreck in the way. What are we to do about that, eh? Oh yeah, there's no conduit over here, right? I think I'm going to leave the conduit where it is, because we'll probably do the dirt thing soon. Oh, this isn't the back of the shop. Okay, here we go. Let's go over here. Oh. Oh, wow. Look how far down Scar went with this stuff. That's some dedication right there. That is some dedication, my friend. guess that's the way we'll do this bit. Out of the way, there we go. Dang, it's dark down here. X intentionally avoiding derp, impossible, says Darthfighter. I haven't been so derpy of late, have I? Used to derp all the time on these streams. Why doesn't Shulkers respawn in Hermitcraft as it is necessary for an SMP? What are your thoughts? It's not necessary? We do it without respawning them? I mean, we delete the chunks though, right? Anyway, in the next version of Minecraft, you can make shulker farms. Very technical though, not accessible for the average player, but then again, the end sort of isn't. Too much storage is not fun, says Crossfire. I don't know. Lots of storage is good, I think. Never have enough storage, right? I mean, there's a lot of items in this game. They all need sorting out. Look, see, I even do that. I even do that. That's dedication right there. Okay, let's get some of them in over here. Scar's storage gives me anxiety looking at it, says Finn was not taken. Well, that's not healthy, to look at something and feel anxiety. That can't be good. I like that chest monster. I want to sort it out whenever I see it. I'm like, let me sort the items out. They need sorting. They must be organised. Is that it? We're out. We need to go get some more stone. Scar's storage is a new biome. It is that big. It is that big, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, that should be enough, I think. If not, I brought a lot, because I figured this might take a while. As a group, how do you work to prevent server lag? Well, you just have to be cautious of how you build your farms and how you optimize stuff, right? Like putting all those composters on the brewer is a good idea. Things like that. Just got to be wary of it. Lighting up redstone as well, says Nutclo. I can't remember how much of an issue that is anymore. I got a feeling the lighting update stuff is kind of old. You don't have to worry about it so much. Actually, yeah, now that I think about it, I had a myth-busting world where we had lights up in the sky and we used to push pistons back and forth in front of them and it would make the game lag like crazy. And then in one update they kind of fixed that and it was okay, but dang, this game goes through so many updates that I just like lose track of what's what, but I'm pretty sure lighting up redstone is not as much of a problem as it used to be. Oh, there we go. Yeah, fortunately the game has been optimized in some ways. That means you don't have to do some of this stuff anymore. There's still plenty of things that make a difference and that you can be considerate of. But it used to be a lot worse. Let's put it that way. Why can't I run Optifine? It won't load or let me run anything in the game, says Sided Turtle. Well, I wouldn't know the answer to that, and I don't think anyone else in the chat here would. If you go to a help forum or somewhere where people help, you know, one thing you can do is give more description of what's going wrong. Are you getting a crash report? Like, at what point does it not load? That's always important. Do you have Java installed, says Drek? If I didn't, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, so I think I do indeed have Java installed. Whoa, whoa! No, drowned. No! No! Not today, I don't want to play. I'm building and streaming, dude. Oh, this guy always wants to give me a hug. What shop is my favourite this season? so many good shops, right? What one have I shopped at the most would probably be a good indicator, but I try not to use the shops too much. I always try to be self-sufficient. I think Scar's greenery shop, let's call it that, you know. That shop's pretty spectacular. Oh, so things just spawn on top of Wellsmart, do they? I think I know what's going on here. Yeah, they can spawn on top of Wellsmart, so we've got to light it up. Which means we've got to get away. And make it a new day. Oh, that might. Hey, we got Michael Stickle here for 50 months. Will Evil X ever return? What should I say? What should I say? Maybe? I mean, I won't say much, but I've had some ideas, like a bit of inspiration, but nothing you're going to see soon, just something I started to think about, that's all I'll say. You know, maybe not as dead as I once thought. And people love Evil X, you know. He's a menace, he likes to blow things up. Those, you know, those are the sort of people I like in real life, you know. Jeez, my favourite sort of people. Right, that's the wrong one. This one and that one I need next. Should really stock this thing up with more iron. Okay, do that, do this, make those. Bam! So, the Wellsmart needs more lighting, obviously. Down the front here, it is actually still Mushroom Shore Field. For quite an area, so I'm going to guess that we can probably leave this bit as is. So what we'll do is put lanterns all the way around these bits. In fact, this over here is part of the Mushroom Island, I believe. But if they are able to spawn down here, well, that is not going to be so anymore. Did Wells ever stock this thing up? Okay, to there. That's where we did it on the other side. Now we need the rocket. Oh, that was just enough as well, wasn't it? Just enough. Okay, now can we turn this into a grid? I'm not sure. It needs to sort of light its way over here, so... Now, where are we at? Where are we at? 10, 9, 8, 7. 2, so 1, 2, 3. Let's just put 3. 3 should definitely be good each time. Alright, 3, yeah. No, it was 4. No, it was 3. Oh, good God, I can't count. And then 2 at the end. This is where I'd like to know, like a calculator or something that tells you, like, the exact spot to put all the torches from, like, one spot to the other. Talked about that before. We'll just do that then. And then we go like this. 1, 2, 3, and then here. It ain't pretty, but you know, if you don't light it up yourself, someone else will do it. Two, 3. I wonder if we could have explored more options here. And I'm out of torches. Where did I leave? Where did I leave it? Oh, there it is. I couldn't remember. We're carpeting this instead of... So, would it be too costly? You're right, actually. We could come back and carpet it very easily. We'll do that on another day, though, because I don't want to go to my base. But no, you're absolutely right. There is the option to carpet all of it. So, you know, we can renovate in stages. It's safer today. but next time we'll do it differently. Actually, that might... Could have maybe done that over at Mumbo's, although Mumbo's using different colours. When you use terracotta, they don't match the same way that the carpet matches the concrete. Anyway, one thing I was wondering is, what if you did 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah, it doesn't quite. You'd have a 3. Anyway, that might have been the better way. So, one more thing to do is get up to the top here. Because they can spawn up the top here, but yeah, carpet is the better solution, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, and then there. One, 2, 3. Yeah. So yeah, we'll replace that with carpets at another time. That'll definitely work out better, I think. Hello, tropical fishies. Looking all exotic. Dang, this is a big old shop, isn't it? Oh, what's going on here? There's a plant in the way. And we got more of this. Now that right there, that don't look right, does it? Hey, this I just kind of realised. I've listened to the song a gazillion times. Probably realised this before, but this one's got like the Minecraft melody mixed into it. Drowns are in the area, causing trouble. Get out of here, you scam. There we go. Squirtle, Charmander, or Bulbasaur, says Swift Flame. Eevee. When Pokemon was all the craze when I was a kid. It's actually one of those things I can't believe has managed to survive so long, but when it was the craze when I was a kid, right? Used to do some ROM hacking of the old Nintendo, what was it, like Game Boy Pokemon games, the classic, right? Red and Blue and all that. And I made one called Evolution, where you started off with an Eevee and you got to evolve it straight away. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, that was like some fun stuff. I miss doing things like that. Of course, the guy who would switch skins so often would pick Eevee. I mean, this was over 20 years ago, right? Like, I didn't know I'd be a Xisuma changing my Minecraft skin. Minecraft wasn't a thing back then, okay? I was just a kid. I didn't even have a Game Boy. I just had an emulator and we used to ROM hack. Okay? We used to modify the game and put extra things into it. So I made one called Evolution, where you start off with an Eevee and you get to evolve it straight away. That was it. You know? That was my contribution to the Pokemon world. I don't think I even shared or published it. It was just the game that I played was my own little modified one. I should get an axe. Is Evolution on the interwebs? No, as I just said, I never published it. It was just, you know, for myself to play. Yeah, I was just being like interested in that sort of stuff, really. I wasn't massively into it, but I like learned about emulation and being able to play all these old games, and then I saw that there was a scene that were like modifying the Pokemon game, and so I just gave it a go and like goofed around with it. That was all it was. Just being a kid goofing around with computery stuff. First of all, the Super Mario Bros, Turtle Bro, Pizza Bro, Ninja Bros. What? Feel like I don't know what you're talking about there. Avatar says, that sounds really cool. Never knew you was into that sort of thing. I've always liked computers and computery stuff. I've just never like made it more than just a passing curiosity, I guess. And because I've always used a computer, and know my way around it, like Windows 10 and all that, and the old Windows as well. Like, know my way around Windows. It's just that sort of stuff's really quite accessible to me. So like, when I see things like that, I kind of like know how to get going on it a little bit, I guess. Like recently I've been using Ubuntu, and I was using it yesterday, and that's just to sort out some old computers and erase all the data off the hard drives, but I love doing that sort of stuff. I had to get rid of the password on the BIOS by pulling out the battery to reset it, and that's just like, anyone could do that, it's just a little knowledge thing, but sometimes people know not to ask is a bit of a problem. Right, like, here's this computer and, oh, there's a password on it. Well, I guess I'll never be able to use it again. You can like, do a little Google and search around and figure out how to do this stuff. And that's what a lot of computer knowledge was. Was always, I guess, because we kind of, like, grew up with the internet. My generation. I've been in the habit of, like, hey, I'm trying to play Roller Coaster Tycoon and it won't start. Will the internet help me? And you search and then you find an answer. It's like, oh, I've got to install this runtime engine or something. And then you just pick up those little bits of knowledge. But a lot of it is just learning to Google, just learning to search. Or having people who, you know, you can ask, who know what they're doing. You know, a lot of it's just that. Okay, I am so fussy about actually, you can't even see it from this side. One tiny little bit. Oh, it's that block. That's why. One tiny little bit of detail that I'm going to hover here. Break this. Look at this. I've got to. Oh, it's so. Oh no! I've probably ruined it all now. Will it ever break? Let's stand on a block to do this. That's the big difference, really. Oh, apparently, even though I was looking through the gap, I was looking at the other one. There you go. Okay, job's done. The one little detail no one will ever notice. Have you ever been to London, says Dragon Boy? I used to go to London on a regular basis, but then this thing happened with this virus. Oh, and lockdown and stay indoors. Jeez. Used to go to London all the time. I love it in London. It's so great. So much to see and do. Was that a Hearthstone reference? No, that was a current global pandemic reference. That's what I was referring to. I was referring to that global pandemic that is current. You might have heard of it. Please Just Breathe is here subscribing. Thank you ever so much for your subscription, dude. Appreciate it. For 5 months as well. And Airless Atmosphere was here for free. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We've got a tiny bit left of this to do, right? I hope it wasn't more than 40 blocks. It probably is. But that's all good in the hood, homie. That's alright. Clearly not. The media hasn't said anything about it, says the real Weasel Storm. That media. Oh, always not reporting on stories that people want to hear about. That's not like them. Right. There we go. Last stack for this. How would you rate my gardening today, peeps? Have I done a good job? I should make a journal, by the way. I've only done a couple of streams over here. I was thinking about that. I should get like a dream journal, except instead of dreams, we should write about gardening that we've done here. But it's not gardening, you know. 5 out of 7, perfect score. That's pretty good. Yeah, we should totally put like a little a journal. Oh look, there's a oh wait, it already exists. Yes, I need to fill that out with things that I've done. I'm gonna have to look back over previous streams and and sort that out, right? That is it from me this live stream. I hope you've been entertained. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button before you head out of here. We will be doing a raid. I see that Iskau is playing. We'll give Iskau a raid today. He's not on Hermitcraft. He's doing his Vault treasure raid hunting thing. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. Thank you to all of my Patreons. I appreciate your support. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. You can hit the raid button in chat, and that's it from me. So take care. Bye-bye.